Hi, this is Matt with LT Realty. I'm sitting here with Peyton Avon. He owns 80 acres here in Montgomery County, Kansas. We're going to take a look at the habitat work he's done over the last 4 years since he bought this farm in 2021. And after we have that mapped out, we're going to head out to the farm, get some feet on the ground, put some images with the work that he's done and match that up with a map to bring it to you. Regardless if you're here in Kansas or sitting in Florida looking at a piece of Kansas ground, we'll be able to bring you a very realistic view of what this place is all about. Switching back over, let's take, we'll take some map features and outline
all the improvements.
Yeah, all the improvements, because there's so many to talk about, from switchgrass, food plots, cedar removal, food plot, like lots of food plots in there, where you put your blinds at, where you put your building at for storage. Curious in the little of the thought process, you know, why you did that, where you did it at. And I want to highlight your sanctuary area. And the main interest I have here is like attending the Whitetail Summit with the Higgins Outdoors. I felt like if there was one takeaway from that, is to create a sanctuary on your farm, deer be comfortable, have a better chance at killing a mature deer, not just taking trail cam pictures.
Right. That's the main sanctuary. That's kind of where I want them to be. Most of that north side I would call sanctuary too, just because I never go over there.
You got a picture of a pretty studly 5-point sight on there the other day. I see you text me.
Yeah.
It looks something like this.
That is, that's the same camera that I told you that I had 13 bucks on at one time a couple weeks ago.
This is one thing we see at the Whitetail Summit with Higgins Outdoors. They were talking about an isolated farm. A lot of people see like a huge block of timber, like you've got a block of timber on your 80 and your neighbor's got a block of timber, and that's where you walk your fence lines and there's a tree stand 10 feet across the fence on the east side, 10 feet across in the southwest corner there's a tree stand. If you look at this farm, it's isolated, a lot of pasture ground around it on that whole section, which means like this is the epicenter for deer activity on that section of land. It creates a bit of a natural buffer for hunting pressure.
Yeah, no hunting on 3 sides.
So we know the deer's great. We're just talking about turkeys. I remember back when you bought this farm, driving by and there's 3 big longbeards trying to get across the road to get on it.
Well, the crazy thing is they love to strut right at the gate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every year.
And this is the thing, is turkey population during the time you own this farm and across the entire area has been down. We went non-residents that went to a draw. We reduced the limit from 2 turkeys to 1. And coming through that, you've had birds on the farm
every year.
With all your habitat work, you moved a bunch of those cedars, created a lot more grassland. There's old brush that's dropped. We'll talk a little bit and look at that. For, you said the quail.
The quail are doing great.
You know, we kicked up some rabbits walking around.
Lots of rabbits.
And then on the pond, it didn't sound like this is Lake Fork in Texas. We're not going to catch 10-pounders, but you said it's full of.
There's a lot of little fish, little bass.
A lot of little bass.
And I've restocked both of them several times with brim, minnows, and I even put some of those grass pots in there.
And lastly, ducks on the ponds.
Ducks on the pond.
Beautiful setup, beautiful farm. Let's go put some boots on the ground, take a look at it. We've arrived here, we got our feet on the property. Let's take a look around at all this new habitat work that's been done over the last 4 years. He bought it that's covered in cedars, and you had a lot of this as habitat across the entire 80 acres. Just came in and taken a lot of cedars out. You end up with more. Now you have all the grass and
woody browse.
Native stuff to eat. Just made a lot more habitat for animals.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about frost seeding clover, but Peyton, we did a frost seeding technique right here with switchgrass. So was that February of 2023?
Yeah.
And then we're here in March of 2025.
Yeah, so it's only 2 years old.
2 years old, but you'll hear a lot of people talking about switchgrass right now and planting it for bedding and habitat cover for deer on their property. So it's a great example of that. So we're in the same farm. 2 minutes later, same wind direction. We were just down there. It's like the wind wasn't blowing at all. We're at the hilltop plot, and we're gonna duck over what we call a sanctuary. and you'll watch this wind disappear again. 100 yards, maybe, right off the top of the hill down into what is the sanctuary. Some good thermal cover here, and it's like the wind's not blowing at all. We're wrapping things up on this 80 acres in Montgomery County. I'm here with Peyton, the owner. He's done a tremendous amount of habitat improvement. Basically, if it's trendy in the whitetail woods right now, it's happened on this place. Peyton, thanks for showing us around, and a fine job you've done here on the property. Yeah, give me a call, shoot me an email if you'd like to take a look at this farm. It's going to be on the auction block coming up here in the middle of May. It's something you're going to want to take a look at.